with a big thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, you, the audience, reaching out to me going, "Hey, Chris, you need to be talking about this. A lot of people are talking about it. So please get some people on. Let's communicate about what's happening here in Minnesota." Again, tomorrow there is a big, very important hearing that you can still let your point of view be heard, hopefully change the trajectory of the licensing board for teachers, the curriculum in Minnesota. If you want to call into the show today and talk about it, it's very easy to do. The number is 701 271 1100. Again, 701 271 1100. So the question for you is whose kids are they anyways? There's actually a movie out. It's going to be playing across Minnesota or different parts of Minnesota tonight. Our guest coming up later in the show is going to be at one of these events. But there's a movie now apparently called Whose Kids Are They Anyways? Seems like a pretty obvious and simple question, right? I don't know about you, but I think typically if someone said, "Hey, are those your kids?" I'm going to say, "Yeah, those are my kids. Those are my kids, not your kids, not the state's kids. Those are my kids." I'm hoping you would say the same thing about your kids. But I want to remind you, this is a clip from an old MSNBC host, Melissa Harris Perry. She said this actually in a promo. This is a promo that ran on MSNBC. This is how blatantly now they believe they ain't your kids.
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.
Oh, okay. So let's go make sure that we can call it a community. We know that's going to be the government so we can make better investments. I have an idea. How about you just promote school choice? We use the voucher system, education savings accounts. The money can go back into the pockets of the parents, and the parents can make those decisions for their kids. There's a novel idea. This is the war that you and I are in right now. They literally believe, and they're always coming after the kids because the kids' minds are very malleable. They can change them easily. We see what's happening. Please, if you have had your kids wearing masks, get rid of them now. Take them off your kids' faces yesterday. Do not comply, right? Do not comply. If there's anyone else out there having masks on your kids, don't do it. Have you seen the numbers recently? I mean, the CDC botched this whole conversation around COVID. Have you seen the suicide numbers, the cutting numbers on kids these days? It's very easy. I will not comply. That's all you have to say. Now, if you've wondered if there's a war on the minds of our kids, which obviously is what I'm leading up to here because we see what's happening in the classroom, this is a trailer of a show that's coming out on FX. So it's like a little commercial, right? They call them trailers. It's one of those 2-minute deals you see for movies and this and that. This is coming out on FX. This is a cartoon I'm about to play for you. For the people listening on the radio, not on our live stream, thanks to Sirius at Fargo. If you're listening on the radio, this is a cartoon show geared towards kids that's coming out on FX. I mean, it's a cartoon, so you could say, hey, maybe it's like The Simpsons. It's not all for the kids, but you get my drift.
The sky over a local junior high has torn open.
Mom, get in! There's no more putting this off. Your dad is the devil, and you're the Antichrist.
I'm supposed to accept that you had sex with Satan or anyone?
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Come to your father, Damien.
Huh, you're a girl.
The future is female.
Where have you been my whole life?
The metaphysical realm. It's not hell, but it's got the essentials. Hey, everybody. This is my daughter. Kiss her ass or I'll slaughter your children.
Proud of you!
When we dated, were you inside someone's corpse?
You had an unfinished dolphin tattoo. Don't be a snob.
Oh.
She says,
That's enough. I can't even believe that they are going to put this out over the airwaves. It is such a propaganda war That's why I go back to when I went to the movie Thor. I couldn't explain it to you. All I know is I walked out of that film and I was viscerally upset walking out of a Disney film because it's so clear how they're trying to psyop our kids. The fact that they're going to come on and say, "Hey, you better kiss her, you know what? Otherwise, I'm going to slaughter your." What? So there's this movie called Whose Children Are They? I want to play a little bit of this. This is called the Mama Bear Spot. We have a lot of great moms out there that listen to the show, so I want to play this because the Mama Bears have been on the front lines, guys. You and I both know it. They've been out there fighting the mask mandates. They've been fighting the shots. They have been on the front lines. This is a kind of a trailer promo, if you will, about this movie. Whose children are they?
I'm a mother of 4 children.
I am a mom of 2 boys.
I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I thought that schools were the second safest place for our children to be because there's teachers there. That it's about educating children and helping them grow and keeping them safe. And I was completely wrong. I was absolutely shattered.
They are assaulting parental rights. They're not respecting our voice.
They told educators that parents are dissenters. Well, the reality is we're not dissenters. We're the parents.
They're teaching these kids X-rated sex acts.
They put the students in groups by race.
I will never allow anybody to ingrain that idea into my children's minds because that's not what I came to this country for.
With the shutdown, it has been absolutely heart-wrenching watching what the kids have gone through.
I would tell all parents they need to speak up.
It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're a mom first. You can't give up. Your voices are being heard.
Such a critical time. I want to play this for you because we've got a guest coming on who's going to break all this down for you. But this is Dr. Scott Jensen putting it out on social media. And he's got a huge following, basically saying, red alert, red alert, red alert about what's happening tomorrow in Minnesota. Here's Dr. Scott Jensen.
Good morning, Minnesota. This is Dr. Scott Jensen. I'm running to be the next governor of Minnesota. I need to tell you, public alert, Wednesday, August 24th, 9 a.m. Before an administrative law judge, there will be a hearing on standards and curriculum. We need to all be involved. We are having a woke and radical approach to what's going on in our schools. There's an interest in having critical race theory adopted or improved, requiring some familiarity with Marxist ideology, gender identity issues that schools should not be involved with, and a hypersexualization of our young kids. We have to stop this. We have to be involved. Wednesday, August 24th, you have the chance to participate. We all have to stand up for our kids. This is not simply about an age of innocence. This is about what's happening to America. What are we doing? What are we doing with this woke, crazy, lunatic radicalism? We have to step in and say, ground level zero is our schools and our children, and we're going to be involved in the curriculum. It should be available online. Parents should.
Dr. Scott Jensen giving you the big red alert. We got a special guest coming up here in just a moment, called from the Child Protection League, the chairperson there. They've been very outspoken about what's happening with this meeting tomorrow in regards to the curriculum that's potentially going to be taught to your kids. But the good news is your voice can still make a difference. So